Mrs. S. Rampersadh, the wife of Lalman Rampersadh. I'm speaking on behalf of him regarding his cardiac problems. In 1988, Mr. Rampersadh experienced chest pains, and we rushed him to hospital, and they found that he has cardiac problems. We've been in and out of hospital since then, various times, almost every month, and he was on medication, but it helped him very little, brought very little relief to him. We were on medical aid at that time, but unfortunately the medical aid wasn't covering enough. We had to pay a lot of surcharges, and finally we had to drop off medical aid so that I could take him to a hospital where he could receive his proper treatment. He's been there many times, and then they decided that he has to have a bypass. In 1994, my husband went to the hospital. He had a bypass done, and he found a little relief for a few months only. And it brought very little relief to him, because the following year when we went back, they found that he still has blockages, which they said that it's going to be very risky if he has to have another op. He had to live like that, continually go to hospital in and out. Then one night he had a very bad episode, very bad chest pain. I had to rush him to hospital, and there they told us it's ulcers. They treated him for ulcers. We spent the whole day there, the whole evening and the whole day. Finally, there was a doctor that came in at about 4 o'clock. When she had a look at the report, his ECG, and then she told him, no, he definitely had a heart attack. They sent his ECG too, and there they confirmed that he had a heart attack. The doctor finally called me in a room, and she told me, you know what, if your husband will make it to live for another 6 months, you will be lucky. You can take him home, and just the only thing we can manage is with his tablets. We brought him home, and I phoned Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal, and I explained to him this is the situation. From then onwards, he took over his medication. He managed, and somehow he had some improvement until he finally started doing ECP. When he had his ECP done, my husband just turned into like a new person. He was, looking younger. He was able to walk. He was able to climb up small inclines, small hills, and he had a lot of improvement in him. And from 6.5 years now, my husband hasn't been to the hospital for any cardiac problem. Of course, he has been there about twice, but it was for a different problem. In the year 2014, he also had an incident where he had water retention. We took him to a private hospital, and there they told us that his heart is failing. And thank God that Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal was there, and they tried to resuscitate him, but they failed. They said it's too late, they can't do anything. And Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal asked if he can take over. So Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal tried to resuscitate him. Fortunately for us, after 45 minutes, he was able to succeed to resuscitate him. And up till today, he's still fit, and he still has his sessions now and then, but he doesn't really have any cardiac problem. Talking about going for the ECP with Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal, he's one of the very few doctors that I came across that is so patient with his patients. And he spends a lot of time, he explains to you what is going to be done and how it affects your body. The staff there, they are wonderful. They make you feel at home. The atmosphere there, you never think that, you know what, I'm at a surgery and I'm going through this treatment. They make you feel so welcome and comfortable. And like I said, being treated in the government hospital and the trauma that we went through is something that only we can understand. Because each time when the patient is in the theater, you don't know whether he's coming out alive or not. And I've been through a lot of problem due to this. I've spent many days at the hospital waiting for my husband to get better. And thank God that we came to do ECP with Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal. And I advise anybody to go there, because you'll never feel that you are at a center where you are having treatment. You'll feel that you are at home. Dr. Rakesh Mohanlal spends hours with his patients, and you'll never feel uncomfortable at any time. When initially he started the ECP, my husband one day after 2 weeks, he went to collect grant, and I was worried about him because I was following the queue for him, and he was going to park the car and come up there. But I was worried how he's going to walk and come up, because normally he has to take a break, he has to sit somewhere because he can't breathe properly, he experiences a lot of pains. And I was just talking to a lady there, and I'm telling her, you know what, I'm very worried about how my husband is going to come up here because he is very sick. And the next thing I see, my husband walks up, he comes up to me, I looked at his face, he was looking perfectly well. So I asked him, what happened, you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine, why? I told him, but you didn't have any problem on the way up. He said, no. I said, oh my God, that means the treatment is working for you. Because after 2 weeks, this is the first time now that you was able to walk without having any rest. And that was like, such good news for me. And even my husband himself got shocked. And having the treatment for him was like having rest, having a sleep at night. He used to go there, lie down on the bed, ready to fall off to sleep. He never used to feel any discomfort or anything. He used to actually be fast asleep, because when they used to go to check him up every 15 minutes, they used to see that he's fast asleep. And he used to get up from there all well and good. And it's a treatment that doesn't need any operation, it doesn't need any injections, and it's not painful at all. You can just go and lie down there and fall off to sleep. And also at the same time, for him, he had kidney problems, and he's been to the hospital where they asked him that now he has to prepare himself for dialysis. The one thing that we have experienced, which also shocked the doctor, his kidney function was gone to 28. And after he had the ECP, when he went back to have his checkup for his kidneys, his kidney function was gone to 52, which was a very, very big jump. And the doctors were shocked. They want to know what he did. And we explained to them that he went for ECP. But you know how it is with doctors. One doesn't like to take another doctor's word to say, you know what, you help me. They always feel, no, it's their treatment that helped. But as far as we know, in my opinion, that the treatment really helped his kidney function. And whenever my husband feels unwell, we send him to Dr. Mohanlal to have this treatment, maybe a few sessions, maybe for the week, and he's comfortable again. And I advise anybody that has this problem, they should not hesitate to go and have the ECP done, because it's something that I have really experienced. It really works. Instead of paying so much of hundreds and thousands of rands, going to the hospital and being said that you need to do operation and need to do angiogram, doesn't really work out in many cases. Like in my case, we experienced firsthand that the ECP is a thing that really worked for my husband.